Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, in this particular video, we are going to preview a fight that has just been announced, and kind of just talk about it, give our initial thoughts on the fight that was announced, and that comes in the form of 168's very own, the super middleweight's very own, David Benavidez. Now, David Benavidez, as many of us know, he is going to be making the first defense of his 168-pound WBC title. And initially he was supposed to fight Avni Yildirim, the Turkish fighter who many of us remember. He fought Anthony Durrell, what was a good fight last year. You know what? Shout out to Avni Yildirim. He's a friend of the channel. He be watching my Instagram stories, so I like Avni. He's a good guy. But he suffered an injury in camp. They're not fighting. So his replacement opponent, or the guy, or alternate opponent, the guy that's now fighting David Benavidez in place of Avni Yildirim, is Romero Angulo. And listen, I think this is a good fight for David Benavidez because Romero Angulo is a tough guy, rugged guy. I know he trains down here in South Florida at the Mundo Boxing Gym, and I've had friends that have sparred with Romero Angulo, so I've gotten very great insight into who Romero Angulo is. And in his last fight, he fought here in Miami on the Super Bowl weekend card that the Zone put on, and he fought the previously unbeaten Anthony Sims Jr., who was getting a lot of hype and was pushing forward along in his career. And he handed him the first loss of his career. Out hustled him to a decision. So I think Benavidez, that Angulo is capable of giving him rounds. He's proven to be durable against the likes of Gilberto Ramirez. He's proven to be durable and good enough to beat the likes of Anthony Sims Jr. So, can he beat the likes of David Benavidez? I mean, I don't think he can. I would definitely favor David Benavidez to go in there and fold him up because I think David Benavidez is a special talent. But it's a good fight, and it's gonna be on Showtime, April the 18th at the Arizona Federal Theater in Phoenix, Arizona. So hey, Phoenix, you got another one. You guys got another good fight coming to your city. Now, should he win this fight as expected, the way David Benavidez's career is looking, as far as his opponents coming up, is looking like this. So if he fights Angulo, he's got to beat him. Once he beats him, if Avni Yildirim is healthy, then he's going to go through the Avni Yildirim fight. And then if he beats Avni Yildirim and Caleb Plant still has his belt, then you can look for a unification fight with Caleb Plant probably in the fourth quarter of this year or early next year. That's the way it's looking at the moment. So I know that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to see this, this fight with Angulo and David Benavidez, and they're not going to be excited about it, And to be honest with you, personally, I like Romero Angulo after just learning about him and hearing about him, and because he's always in the gym here in South Florida, so I hear stories about him sometimes about how rugged and how good he is. So I'm happy he's getting his opportunity. But David Benavidez is a special creme de la creme, elite level talent. He's a guy that's special, if he continues to progress, if he continues to put it together at the young age of 23, he's going places, and those places are nowhere but up. So I'm not looking at this fight as negatively as everybody else is. A lot of people are slating this fight, saying that it's a step backwards. This is the kind of fight that's going to stagnate his career. I don't look at it like that because I think Romero Angulo is capable of giving him some good rounds. And if David Benavidez isn't careful, you never know. This is the sport of boxing, and Angulo is going to be one of those fighters that he's going to come to win. And I know that's kind of cliche to say because every fighter should come to win, but you'd be surprised how many of these fighters just go in there for the check and don't come to win. So I think he'll come to win. I think he'll give an honest attempt and an honest effort in defeating David Benavidez. I just think the hand speed, the combinations, the punching power, the talent of David Benavidez, and the focus of David Benavidez. Because you got to understand, he really should be a little bit further along in his career, but he had the whole thing with the cocaine happen and whatnot, and that's kind of stifled his career a bit. So when you factor in what happened with that, when you factor in what's happening with Avni Yildirim, his career really isn't where it should be. And recently on Instagram, he was actually pretty pissed off about his career not being where he wants it to be because many of you, I don't know if any of you guys saw, but Ring Magazine recently put out this cover, and it's of all the young fighters in boxing, all the young upcoming good fighters in boxing, like Jaron Ennis, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez. They had Zhu Can on there. They had all kinds of young fighters on there. I mean, it was about a good 10 12, 13 fighters on there. Chris Colbert was on there, and they were all like in these like the 8-bit video game characters, like in blocks, like the Brady Bunch. Like that was the cover. And David Benavidez was nowhere to be found on there, and he was really pissed off by it. So he kind of feels like, just judging from his Instagram posts and what's happening with his career, he kind of feels like he's the forgotten good young Mexican American fighter, the forgotten blue chip American talent. And will the Angulo fight, even if he wins it in a sensational fashion, be enough to turn people's heads and get them to really have David Benavidez in the front of their minds? I mean, I'm not so sure. So it is what it is. I mean, I think it's a good fight. As a boxing fan, I like the fight, but I know there's a lot of people that don't really care for this fight. But that's the news. April the 18th, David Benavidez returns to the ring in 2020 for his first fight with Romero Angulo in Phoenix, Arizona. So I want you guys to let me know what you think of this fight. What do you make of where David Benavidez is currently at this stage of his career? Because it is an interesting place due to the fact that, the cocaine incident, Durham is kind of holding him up. Just all kinds of stuff, man. So yeah, leave your comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, and like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.